the west side, the best
Hey
side.
guys. Listen
Hey
to Chris.
guys. Say fucking, come on, man. Be real
That
about
just
your
got
shit.
us. Anybody who clicked on this video after they saw
There
that
you
is
go.
for sticking around.
Good. If that's what's bringing you in is the hand play of your host, then you know what, we don't want you watching.
Oh wow!
So leave
Okay.
now. Leave
Hey,
now.
hey, anybody who wants to watch, I don't
Anybody that
care
wanna
if you're
watch
Korean,
is all good
European,
to watch,
non-binary, anything, you're
Yeah,
welcome,
that
man.
is all. Chris's opinion is all his own.
Dude, this represents everything that we have to do with. My opinion is our opinion. So if you don't like it, you can leave the queue as we speak. All 0 of you.
Yeah, I mean they can do whatever the fuck they want, but yeah. That's all good. So anyway, though, this Warriors game, I think, is the main topic of discussion today, and officiating in the NBA, I think, goes right along with that. Where that stands today, has anything changed since the Donaghy days when the Kings had their almost entire starting five fouled out against the Lakers? Or what was that? The Warriors back in the day against, was it Utah? In the second round when they totally rigged that series. Has anything changed?
Not to me. Not to me. And the sad thing is they replace things with super football. I don't necessarily think that that's what it is. I think that to me it comes across more as an NBA mandate, right? They need LeBron to succeed, bro. They've needed him to succeed. They tally-hoed this kid since he was, since before he was before he was even in the NBA. They tally-hooed this guy as the next great thing, the chosen one. He's the chosen one. He's the king, right? Yeah. So they have to, bro. And they've been favoring him for the longest time because the league is afraid of not having that Michael Jordan. They were blessed to go from Jordan to Kobe, right?
Yeah.
In the same way that the Niners were blessed to go from Montana to Young, things like that, right? Favre to Rodgers, right? That you don't get 3 in a row. So they're creating one in a sense, and they're putting this kid up on a pedestal. Like, his greatness gets overshadowed by these antics of the things that he does, and the league is rewarding him for a lot of it. It's a travesty. It's a fucking joke, bro. The league has not changed one bit. In my opinion, the refs have you could see it, bro. With the second half started, the Lakers were shooting free throws after 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was. They had 5 fouls. I think it was 10 minutes, 30 seconds left. It wasn't even 2 minutes into the third quarter. They'd gotten them in the bonus. And it was obvious, basically, we're going to get the Lakers back in this game and make this a game. And then, they kind of officiated it right for about probably middle of the third quarter to middle of the fourth quarter. And then once we got to the middle of the fourth quarter, it was right back on that bullshit again. It was very uneven. The Warriors couldn't get a call.
Flailing,
and
not one. The flopping. That offensive foul that they called against Draymond when you see Anthony Davis flying 3 rows up, bro. Like, stop it, bro. Dude, you're supposed to be a tough guy. You're supposed to be a superstar, bro. And you're acting like his little bump knocked you 75 feet, in that direction, bro. Right? To sell it. You're selling the foul. Bro, this is not soccer. We are Americans, first of all, okay? When you get knocked down, you get the fuck back up, bro. LeBron frolicking around on the fucking floor. Real superstars would have bounced back up and been like, what? You can't keep me down. You can't put me down, right? And the thing is the league has gotten away from allowing real playoff fouls, right? Yeah, but what about the one with LeBron? He got hit in the face. That's because they didn't want to throw Draymond out on a technicality because LeBron had been lobbying for it since the end of the first quarter.
Well, also that wasn't a flagrant either. He went up with he didn't bring his arms down. LeBron came into him. It was the right call. I actually expected him to give him a flagrant, though. I was expecting.
I did too. I thought they were going to give him a flagrant.
And the way he's selling it is like, dude, like he came down like with the elbow, bro. Like that's a 12-6 elbow. He hit me with a 12-6 elbow. Like,
dude, when it first happened, the way he was writhing around on the ground, I thought he hit his head on the ground when he came down. I was like, oh shit, he got a concussion. And then they replayed it, and I'm like, this bitch motherfucker right here. You gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me.
We were on the same fucking wavelength, bro. I bet we could have pinch poked, owed each other cokes, bro, because I was saying the same thing. I was like, ooh, wait a minute. Did he hit his head there? You see the replay? Oh, you bitch made motherfucker, bro. Get your ass up, bro. Shut up and play basketball. Get your ass up. Rub some fucking dirt on it, bro. I was like, dude, this dude, never, bro. Never. He'll never be in my, never. He's officially the team captain of Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, like I tweeted or like I texted to you guys. The thing that gets me about it is that he does this time and time again. There's certain players out there like Harden who have done these same kind of antics time and time again. And yet the officials, if you watch the game, throughout the game, when the Lakers are constantly harassing the officials, and you look at the official's face, he's going, he almost looks like an employee talking to his boss. He'll, oh, yes, I'll look at that in the future. And when the Warriors say anything, Draymond says anything, it's get the fuck away from me. Get away from me, Draymond.
Cool down, Draymond. Cool down.
It just has the outward appearance of if it's not rigging, it's the integrity is totally lost because you can see by the behavior of the officials to one side versus the other that there was the favoritism being implied.
Yes, and the lobbying, dude, that's the thing, bro. I've been watching it, dude, ever since he was Cav playing the Celtics, when he went to the Heat playing the Celtics, when he was playing again. Every time he's ever come up against any kind of team that's close to the competitive with them or has any faced adversity, it is the lobbying for the calls begins after the tip. At the first time out, the end of the first quarter, he walks over, he doesn't go to his bench, he goes to the fucking ref. And then you turn around, and now we're watching Anthony Davis do the same thing. They called a timeout in the second half, and he's over there in the ref. Bro, shut the fuck up and play ball, bro.
How about also when they called the double fucking technical on Anthony Davis and Jordan Poole, when Anthony Davis is clearly the aggressor trying to start a fight and everyone else is walking away from him, and they call a double technical. If the roles were reversed, if that was Draymond Green and say Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Draymond Green probably would have been ejected from the fucking game. And they wouldn't have called a damn thing on it was just ridiculous. And that's the kind of bullshit they pulled all game. And I texted the stats to you guys on that officiating crew that the Warriors are 1 in 15 with them officiating.
It's an absolute disgrace, in the playoffs, bro.
And the
Lakers that's a disgrace for them to put that many refs, to have that record, that combined record against the Warriors and have them in that game is a disgrace by the NBA.
And
when I seen that, I was like,
dude, the Lakers also are now 11-0 with Gobel as an official. 11-0. If that, just do the statistics on that. So the Warriors are 1 in 15 with them, right? What's that, like a 6% winning percentage or something like that? They normally have a 57% winning percentage. So automatically, the math is so far divergent from what reality should be. It tells you something fishy is going on there. Then add in the fact that the Lakers have 100% winning percentage with them, versus they essentially the same winning percentage as the Warriors. You add those two things together, and it's hard not to look at it as though the fix was in, man.
And so I agree wholeheartedly with you. Have you guys noticed that LeBron's also got a new drink out there called Rise or whatever? Well, this is what I've got to say. If you don't drink Synergy and you drink Rise instead, well, fuck you.
Hold on.
Hey, it worked for Ricky Bobby. It worked for Ricky Bobby. If you don't drink Mountain Dew, well, fuck you.
Kwani's gonna pull out a thing of Rise.
I hope not, dude. That would be awesome. Don't tell me. I like the shirt though. He's coming back. He's almost home.
I told you,
bro. No, bro.
Oh, Synergy.
Yes. Yeah,
Rise. Me and Chris are on the same page today, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro.
We might not black out our screens today.
I don't know. Give it time. We're early. We're only 8 minutes in.
That's true. I think as long as we keep talking this Warrior game, though, we all agree on this. That was some bullshit last night, and the levels of it were astounding.
Let me. This is how I would sum it up. Okay, my wife. You guys all know Anna. She hates sports. Does not follow them one bit. Her joy in sports is watching my teams either pretty much suck, especially the Cowboys. The Cowboys suck. She loves it. Right? Okay. She's got a little, openness to basketball. But dude, last night we're watching the game, and she goes, "Is that fucking LeBron?" And I was like, yeah. She goes, I can't stand that fucking dude. Every time he's on the floor, writhing in pain, acting like something. And then he gets up and he's still playing. Right?
Yep.
God, he's such a bitch.
Yeah.
Anna said that, bro.
Nail on the head right there. Yeah.
Like, dude, even the general public who does not follow 1 ounce of sports, who just sees you passing by, has this opinion of you. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, I'm sorry.
Rich Eisen tweeted last night during the game. Rich Eisen tweeted, my 12-year-old son just asked me, why do the officials always give a LeBron a call whenever he just wants one? And it's exactly what happens too. And that's the perfect, a little kid watches the game and they make it, simplify it to the point where it's just like, yeah, it's that cut and dry. And this brings up the next thing though, about this that I don't understand is that if you go on Twitter or anywhere else, people are tuning in to watch Steph Curry. The best part of the game last night was Steph Curry and some of those shots he hit. And so it doesn't make sense to me to keep artificially elevating these guys like LeBron, who are not the best part of the game. The ratings are high because of Steph, man. And certainly the LeBron-Steph battle is part of it, but let's not elevate one of them falsely over the other guy. That is just infuriating to me.
False gods, bro. False gods. What's funny to me is this. You cannot tell me that when they're playing this fucking, this on-ball defender with a fucking over-the-top safety picking him up at half court, that they're not reaching and grabbing and pulling and deserving a lot more fouls as he's splitting these defenders with his fucking not really good handle, Jay Will. You know what I'm saying? I mean, right. And you're telling me that this dude isn't getting fucking hacked and grabbed along the way, but you're calling these little fucking ticky-tack, bullshit calls. I mean, dude, I was watching some of the calls inside, bro. Jordan Poole couldn't get a call to save his life. Yeah. Juan T couldn't get a call to save his life. But if those dudes laid a finger on any of the two Golden Children, it was over, right? The only dude on the Lakers that I think played a clean game and played well was that dude Caruso. I do think he played really well.
Caruso's a good defender. He's a very good defender.
Yes, bro. But
that dunk that Jordan Poole went up for against LeBron,
dude, are you kidding me, bro?
He got no ball. That was egregious,
bro. Yeah. Even Gundy was like, "That's a foul."
That's when you know it was bad, because Van Gundy hates the Warriors and loves to hate on us. And there was multiple times down the stretch in that game where he was like, that is either not a foul, like the illegal screen on Draymond, that should not have been an illegal screen. And that one right there, like, that's a foul. So you know it's bad if Van Gundy's calling you out, man.
No, I mean, dude, and that wasn't the first time either. I think there's another part when he kind of questioned some of the things, given the LeBron, the little call, all the little time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's the little NBA at this point. Yeah. The in-Bron A is what it feels like, because he runs the show and they give him whatever the fuck he wants. And dude, it's time to move on, bro. It's time to move on. No, nobody wants to see it anymore, right? You've been babying this dude forever.
It's the LeBron Invitational right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's be real. And let's be real, bro. He's always had to bring his buddies, his guys, seek help. He is not the magnet of greatness that some of these former champions that we've seen in the past, or a dude like Steph, has really become. Dudes where they create greatness. They attract greatness to them. LeBron seeks it, right? Yep. He asks for help to get it, right? One thing is, bro, is Mike was happy when Scottie showed up, but do you honestly think if Scottie doesn't show up that stops him from becoming Michael Jordan?
No, because Michael's first year in the league, they put him at point guard, and the numbers he put up at point guard were godly fucking numbers, man. So, it might have looked different. It may have been a different, dichotomy.
Different iteration of, yep.
Yeah, but the greatness of him was undeniable. He would have figured it out. They would have got pieces around him, and he would have made it work. Jordan was one of those guys. He had a will that was not going to be denied. The only other guy I've seen like that was like Kobe had that a lot. But LeBron ain't got none of that. I mean, he has zero of that in him.
No, you want me to tell you, this is what I believe. If I could sum up LeBron's career, I would say this, bro. Okay. He couldn't handle the whole weight. All right. So he gets recruited by D Wade to come down to the fucking beach. Right. So D Wade becomes Patino and recruits him. Right. And that helps to lift the burden a little bit. So he goes back to Cleveland, right, which is where he actually probably really did finally climb a great mountain, but he asked for a lot of help. He brought in help. He manipulated it, right, bringing in the Kevin Loves, you know what I'm saying, of the world and shit like that, forcing them to get rid of the Wiggins. And he really only made sure that Kyrie was there, you know what I'm saying, before he decided to go back.
Well, and people forget, too, how highly touted Kevin Love was at the time. Kevin Love was like a premier player at the time.
2014, 2015s, 25-15s, bro. Yes, exactly, dude. He wasn't a scab. It wasn't like he didn't make Kevin Love. He didn't make Kevin Love Kevin Love. Kevin Love was that beforehand. And then when he goes to fucking L.A., His fucking his representation group represents AD, and they tell the league, they tell every team, don't bother trading for him because we know where he's going. If that's not fucking collusion, what the fuck is, bro? And
it's blatantly obvious. Yeah,
dude, this dude, it does not exude the greatness that has been bestowed upon him, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
What do you think is at this point, this juncture in his career? What do you think is behind it more? Is it trying to elevate LeBron and his overall greatness, or is it about the market of LA and keeping them engaged? What do you think is more to blame for this kind of officiating?
I would go as far as to say that it has more. I think it's a combination of the two.
Yeah,
right? I think the officials have become so used to it. They've become so accustomed to giving him every call in every big game and every big moment, right? To the point to where they've tried to force feed us him winning, and he just can't, right? But I also do think that a lot of it's the LA Lake Show, right? I really believe that think about this, bro. If the Lakers are bad, Lakers are bad, bro. The NBA suffers.
They do.
Suffer.
I mean, it's a gigantic market and it's a basketball area. I mean, everybody in LA likes basketball, man. The Lake Show's been huge there forever. So, it behooves their overall product to have a good team there and for that team to go far in the playoffs.
I would say that it is the modern day basketball mecca.
Yeah,
as much as everybody loves New York and the Madison Square Garden and players talk about the greatness, the fact is LA in the last 40 years, 50 years is probably the place that you need to be if you want to play basketball.
Well, the other thing the part of that's kind of missed too is that's back in the day in New York. That New York's been so gentrified now. All these old neighborhoods that used to be like inner street type of neighborhoods, they're all gentrified now. There ain't no hoopers there anymore. It's not the same kind of vibe. In LA,
it's a bunch of California hippies.
Sprawl. East LA is still all hood. There's still a lot of fucking areas that got a lot of that street ball shit going on. Basketball's big all over down there, and it has the weather. You can play outdoor basketball year round in LA, man. It's a big sport there.
Bro, it's huge, dude. It's huge. It
behooves the league to have them in the mix.
Have them too, bro. But because the Clippers have failed, they can't afford the Lakers to fail.
Yeah. Well, the Clippers. The players they have there on the Clippers, Kawhi's great. Paul George is Paul George, whatever. But they're not like
I wanted to go.
They don't have the glitz of a LeBron, right? LeBron is like, he's the glitz of the NBA. So you have him matched up on a team like the Lakers. It's the perfect marriage for the NBA to want to try to perpetuate their greatness for him. But against a team like the Warriors, the thing I find frustrating is if you're looking at ratings, and the Bay Area is a great basketball area as well, stop favoritizing this dude over the best show that you have going. It's like if the NFL was to say, we're going to fuck over Patrick Mahomes in favor of something. Like, Patrick Mahomes is the best show y'all got going. The NFL would never try to fuck him over because it's stupid. But yet the NBA, for whatever reason, gives Steph no calls, gives teams like the Lakers when they're playing them the benefit of everything. It's a bunch of bullshit, man.
It is, bro. It is bullshit.
Makes no sense.
I agree. I'm done with it. I've been done with it for a while. I was saying it back when we used to play them. Like, dude, stop babying this dude. You guys give him every fucking call, bro. He ain't even touched, and you're making the call. Yep. And you know what I'm saying? Like, just man, you could just tell that the league had been favoring this dude when he was in the East. Now that he's out in the West, it's the same thing. It doesn't matter, bro. It's like just why don't you just let the players decide? And if you did, I think if you'd have just let the players decide, I think the outcome would have been a lot different last night.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely think so. Yeah. Down the stretch, it's pretty obvious. I want to see the last 2-minute report on it because in the last 2 minutes, there were a number of questionable calls and no calls. And I don't think really any of them, except for maybe one, benefited the Warriors. AD took a three that Draymond closed out on, and it looked like he was in his landing space. But there was a Curry three that they were clearly fouled him on, and there was no call, and it was a way worse foul. And then there was the bad calls of the illegal screens. And then how about at the very end of the game, Steve Kerr's trying to get a timeout, and there's like 8 seconds left, and they don't give him the timeout until 2.5 seconds, and they don't give any time back either.
They didn't give him that back. Yeah, 2.1. They stopped the clock at 2.1. 2.1, and he's running down the fucking court.
And then on the inbounds, AD is holding Steph clearly. It should have been one shot and the ball out of bounds after that. Of course, no call right there as well. So I'm real curious to see this last 2-minute report because I don't think it's going to be pretty for the Lakers.
Dude. So this last 10-minute segment has been brought to you by Fun Uncle. It's a nice, fine Herbicons for you. If you're feeling a little down, little dude, you need a little pick-me-up, it's the way to go.
They're not actually paying us, so I will say this freely. That's a terrible name for any product, Fun Uncle. That's got serious pedo vibes. Like that's.
Yeah,
I don't know who picked that name. Fun Uncle is not a good name.
Wait. Fun Uncle is Uncle Tony, bro.
Well, yeah, maybe, but Fun Uncle also is like that uncle who tries to get you stoned and drunk and then stick his hand down your pants. You know, like that's. I don't like that name.
Taking it a little too far. Fun Uncle.
Fun Uncle's. I mean, what's the Fun Uncle? I don't know, man. That's
bro. I want to be the Fun Uncle. I want to be the Fun Uncle. Except I'm the mean old uncle in my family, apparently.
I bet you are, yeah. I can't imagine Chris being the fun uncle. Could you imagine? Oh, Chris is coming over. That's great. Maybe he's going to do good things with us. And Chris comes over. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, bro, you should see it, bro. I was known as the mean old uncle for a long time before I had kids. They always said, "You're the mean old uncle, bro. You're gonna be a mean dad. You're gonna be a terrible dad. You're a mean dad." This, that, and the other, right? You know what I'm saying? And,
I will say, Chris, that I'm surprised at your parenting style. I definitely thought you were going to be a much more of an authoritarian than you are, more rigid than you are. It's good to see, man. It's
there's time for rigidness and there's time for leniency. There's time for empathy. There's time for, you're not pulling the fucking wool over my eyes, son. So don't fucking sit here and try, right? So you got to remember, you're a Johnson, so am I.
Have you ever taken your boys out back with like the boxing gloves and showing them a little something? Do you ever do that with them?
No, never had to. Never had to, thankfully. I thought Abe was closing in, at one point.
We don't know what it was. It was a ticket for something. On both of his
apparently
cars.
not.
We checked yours. There was nothing there.
Okay.
But I think most of them know. I think they both know. Just like most of the kids in my family know. I think I'm the one dude in my family that none of these boys want to square up with.
Yeah, you got to keep it that way.
I mean, and that is live. And if you have a problem with that, any of my nephews have a problem with that, you know where I live. We got a backyard.
Is he going to call me on him?
He's going to call me on him right now. You stupid motherfucker. I'll smack the black off you. You stupid motherfucker. You know what's funny, though, about Chris is that he'll be 85 and we'll have this conversation and he'll be saying the same shit. None of them boys in my family want to see me.
Oh, bro, I'm going to tell you right now, dude. You should see me out on the basketball court with my son, bro. We'll go out there, we'll play call out, right? See, I can't play full court because I can't run up and down the courts with them, right? But when we play half court or call out when it's only like 4 or 5 of us, right? Man, I'll be putting it on them boys. And so when I be giving it to my son, I'll be like, "Tell I'm 60, boy. Tell I'm 60." Hitting jumpers on him. Tell I'm 60. You're going to be getting this for a while, son. Yeah. And he's like, "That's not going to keep happening, Dad. You'll see." I'm like, "Man, fuck! I'm creating a monster."
Yeah, it's gonna reach that point quickly too.
Oh, bro, he's got me by like 3 inches easy right now. You know what I'm saying? And he's starting to really begin to naturally fill out, right? You know what I mean? Like I'm like, "Oh boy, I'm gonna struggle with this kid in about another 2-3 years on the court."
Yeah.
But I tell him every time, every jumper, every time I put his ass out, tell him 60, son, and get off the court.
Yeah, tell him 60, son.
What's really bad about it, though, dude, is I tell you, right? I get it, right? Everybody wants to be, wants to have a great shot, dude. Problem with the playground, man, is all these kids are out there really trying to be Steph, dude. You should see some of these kids pulling up from, 4 or 5 feet behind the college 3-point line that's out on all these pickup courts, bro, thinking that they're really gonna dude, that's not a smart shot.
No. Well, thing about it is it counts exactly the same as the one when you're right up on the line as it does when you're 3, 4, 5 feet back. So it makes no sense to take that shot unless, like with Steph, there's a level of it making sense because the way they defend him is a lot of the time that's the most open shot he's going to get is to heave that motherfucker up from the logo. So,
yeah. I didn't like. There was 2 shots I didn't like of his last night, and one of them was from the logo. But I understood why he took it to force kind of the defense to a sense.
Well,
and like you said, it might have been the most open he was going to get.
It was in and out too. He almost hit it, you know.
But it's still, I'm still like, I didn't like that shot so much. But damn.
He took another one that I didn't like that was early in the shot clock, and it was a swing too because he missed it, and then they came down and hit a 3, so it was a 6-point swing.
That might have been
right
the other
there.
one I'm talking about too. Yeah.
And it was just like the timing of it wasn't great, but. You know,
there's a couple of bad
all,
shot decisions I felt, last night.
Kent Bazemore. Here's the other thing I wanted to talk about in the game last night. We touched on all the officiating stuff, but some of the Steve Kerr's coaching decisions really baffle me. And the biggest one is, why the fuck did Juan Toscano-Anderson not play a goddamn minute in the fourth quarter? Why do you got Kent Bazemore's bitch ass out there? I shouldn't say that. Why do you got Kent Baze? I like Kent sometimes, but he makes some questionable decisions with the basketball. Juan is a dude who keeps the ball moving, and he can D up LeBron. He can D up AD. Bazemore, he gets isolated on those dudes, and he's a liability. And they didn't give Juan 1 fucking minute in the fourth quarter. What is that shit?
And I could tell you this, if who's number 15?
I'm never good with numbers. Mulder, I think it's Mulder. Yeah, Michael Mulder.
Times I'm sitting there on the court, and I would see the flash of 5, and I must have thought that was Juan T. But then I look, and I'm like, that's not Juan T. Who is this
Michael
dude?
Mulder.
It's Mulder.
And he played, and I felt like he played in the fourth quarter, and I was kind of like, what, But, so a couple of things that I spoke to Steve about pre-show. One of them is I felt that Draymond needed to be a little more aggressive scoring, especially in that third quarter when Steph was sitting, instead of trying to play the 2-man weave with Jordan Poole and ensuring Poole gets a 3-point shot. I think that that Draymond should have been a little more aggressive going to the hoop, maybe drawing fouls. I also felt like, I felt like Wiggins had a Wiggins kind of game, right? He's got big moments that is set right before him, open shots, and he misses them, but he does enough to fill stats and play decent everywhere else that nobody notices it. But I was telling Steve earlier, I'm like, man, what you guys were missing that real soul assassin that Klay Thompson really is when the Lakers are making that run. That they kick it out to Klay and he hits that shot, bro. Yeah. And Wiggins doesn't hit that fucking shot, man.
No,
I get it.
Wiggins ain't Klay Thompson.
But dude, but he couldn't stop the momentum, bro. And I felt like those 2 things stuck out in that third quarter big time. In that third quarter, right, when Curry, you could tell, bro, there were times Curry was run rapid. Mm-hmm. You could see it, right? He walked away from the basketball from taking it up. You know what I mean? From at certain times, and I don't recall Wiggins stepping up, right? I felt like Jordan Poole played, as well as he could. You know what I mean? Draymond played pretty well, but I mean, who else really stepped up in that game?
I thought Wiggins stepped up in the game. I thought Wiggins had a really tough assignment. He was guarding LeBron most of the night, and he did a damn good job.
I'm not saying
he had his moments where he played really well. He had a couple of screw-ups, but, I mean, Wiggins is Wiggins, right? If you're getting that level of defense out of him and what he's giving you solid numbers on the offensive end, I mean, go back and look at his stats. They're good. That's a good game. Now, he's definitely not Klay Thompson, but I think if you look at it from the standpoint of if you add Klay Thompson and you got Wiggins there still and you got Draymond, all of a sudden that Warrior team we're looking at in the next year and the year after is fucking scary with Wiggins. I think he fits really well. In these situations, there's no doubt that you're right and that he's not enough of an assassin to be that dude that Steph can rely on when he's getting ran ragged. But I mean, I don't think that anyone really. We never thought Wiggins was that guy. I don't think anybody ever did.
I think this is where with Wiggins, right? Is he was 10 of 18, right? Yeah. But he's 1 of 5. He's 1 of 5 from the 3-point line, and he's 0 for 1 from the free throw line.
Right.
That's where I'm like, dude.
The free throw line is an issue. Yeah.
And I feel like, the other guy who I felt, had spurts of playing well, but had opportunities slip literally through his fingers was Looney, Kayvon Looney. He had a couple of rebounds that he let. He played well, but again, there were a couple of times when he had the ball in his hand, it slips out. He gets a rebound and it slips out his hands. Lakers get the ball back. And all of these things, like in the first quarter or in the first half, the Warriors played a very clean half. In the second half, it seemed like all of these things converged at the same time.
Turnovers,
the bad officiating, the turnovers, the missed opportunities, the missed shots.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? All of these things, they started to add up on top of, LeBron and fucking AD actually being good.
I say you quail half of those fucking turnovers and you're okay.
Yeah, bro, you probably win the game by 8. You know what I mean?
That's exactly right. Yeah, I don't fault any of the play. Mulder, I thought, played a really piss poor game. He didn't add really anything on the offensive end, and he was a liability defensively. But the rest of those dudes, Wiggins and Looney, I mean, if you look at what their assignments and they were at task to do in that game, I thought they both played really good games. I mean, Looney is undersized against everybody that they are putting out there and or at a deficiency athletically. If it's AD's got so much quickness on him. If it's Drummond, he's got so much size on him. And he fought his ass off down there. I don't know how many rebounds he had, but he had double-digit rebounds in the first half, I think. The dude was playing his ass off. I'm happy with Kevon's performance.
That's what I'm saying. In the first half, he played extremely well. Like, holy cow. I think he did have double digits, 9 or 10 rebounds.
I'm going to say this, though.
But in the second half, he had two
need some points from Draymond.
Balls that he dropped.
Yeah. Draymond had 0 points. That's what I said. Free throw, 0 field goals. He had 2 free throws, I think.
And only take 5 field goals too.
But I will say this though. Draymond clearly got fouled on multiple times. He did try to go to the rim and got no calls. So that was tough as well. If they're allowed, because Draymond doesn't have the most diverse offensive game. We all know that. And if he's going to the rim and he's getting fouled and they're not calling it, he doesn't have the moves and the finishing ability to finish through these fouls like Steph or somebody like that. So, I don't blame him entirely for all of that. But yeah, certainly if Draymond, like we had talked about before, if Draymond had scored 10 points, I guarantee we win that game. Easily.
If you score 7, bro.
Probably. Probably. Yeah.
Like I said, dude, in the second half, I really felt like in that third quarter, I felt like there were opportunities for him to try to go and hit. And the thing was, I think that because lack of calls that he doesn't get, why he's forced into being the facilitator that he is because he's not going to get the call taking it to the basket. That was obvious again last night, right? And he should, the fouls you're giving to the so-called superstars should apply to him too, bro. If he's getting bodied on his way to the hoop, it should be a foul. But because your refs don't like him, you know what I mean? Don't like his demeanor, his attitude, how he is on the court. Don't like his mouth. Let's be real. Probably that's really what it is. They don't like his mouth.
That's what it is.
They don't like his mouth.
And so he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. If he was a fucking, good guy, probably whining to the refs talking about, man, I'll get you some wine. Come to my winery. Maybe he get more calls.
Maybe. The thing I go to, though, whenever I start going down that road is look at Steph Curry. Steph Curry gets no calls, and he's the nicest dude in the world to the officials. He doesn't complain to him. The only time I've seen Steph really get mad, and that was this year, and he was getting no calls that game and getting murdered, and he finally wigged out on the official and got a technical. But that's the only time I've ever even seen him come at an official like that, and he gets no calls. So I don't know, man. I feel like there's a Golden State bias that started happening when KD came over, where they really kind of tried to keep teams in the game, and they just got in the habit of fucking Golden State over with the whistle.
Oh, bro. Well, not just that, dude. They, they couldn't keep teams in it.
Right.
No matter how many they blew for a 2-year run, bro. I mean, it was 137, 110, and they got 20 of those points in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah,
to make it.
And officials did everything they could to keep them in games. I feel during that time.
Yeah. Because bro, when they would hit 2 spurts in the first half, and they'd be up 22 points. And the thing was, is that you weren't coming back on that team because at that point you couldn't keep up offensively.
Well, because if the Warriors have always been one of those teams that goes on runs, so they go on those runs, like you're saying, get up 22, and then you had a dude like Kevin Durant who, like, when you just go get a bucket, we'll get in the half court shot, go give us a bucket. Kevin's going to get you a good shot on that little turnaround Dirk fadeaway right there, and get you a bucket and keep the other team at arm's length while they try to do their run, and then you go on another run, and then they're fucking blown out of the game by 40. So
and then you could just see it at the end of the bench. Yeah. And then you can see at the end of the bench, like, man, don't put me in this, please, coach. I don't want to go. This is embarrassing. Right? You know what I'm saying? Be like, yo, 13th down there on the – yeah, you're in. We're down 37. Go get him. You want me to go chase Curry now, you son bitch?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's splashing left and round.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, chasing him for those last 3 minutes of the third quarter would be bad enough, bro. He'd probably fucking splash 6 of them on me.
Oh, could you imagine, dude? Well, like you said earlier, the guy, if they were going to officiate the game by the rules, as much as he gets held off ball, he's getting fouled like literally every time down the court off ball, and they don't ever give him calls. They would foul people out literally in the first or second quarter most games who are guarding Steph primarily because of the off-ball holding that goes on.
At the very least, you would have him in foul trouble. It's like I was telling you, dude, the way to beat the Warriors, you got to have 3 dudes. You basically got to have 3 cornerbacks out there riding Steph Curry the entire game, from baseline to baseline. That's and you're saying, hey, I know 18 fouls are coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you are going to run with that man, for as much as you can. He's going to get his. We get it, right? But you've got to.
Oh, he's getting his.
You have to, bro.
Yeah.
It's the only way, I think, to really attack him, because this top thing, bro, that little thing where they're picking him up at half court, that shit don't work as soon as they get real, as soon as they get Clay back, bro. That shit
exactly.
is not you ain't doing that shit then, bro, because he ain't missing open threes like some of these other dudes, bro, like the Wiggins.
Yeah.
He ain't missing them, bro. You know what I'm saying? When Steph gives it to fucking Draymond and Dre kicks it to fucking Clay in the corner, that shot's getting hit, and you know what I'm saying, and that shit's gonna end. Yeah, right. I mean, that's just how it is.
And he's going to get
that's why, bro. That's I see where Warrior fan. Again, and we were talking about that. I said there's a difference between me and Warrior fan. I don't, where the love for Wiggins in this thought process of the Warriors is like, oh man, if he's the 4th option, if he's the starting 5th guy, man, we're fucking golden, right? Yeah. I'm not a Wiggins guy, bro. I'm like, bro, you can replace him easily, right? Especially once Clay comes back, you could get another good player, bro. You can.
I mean, who's gonna fill that role? He fits that role perfectly, man.
I mean, who's available? So I asked Stevie this. I said, Steve, would you rather have Wiggins or Lonzo Ball?
Lonzo.
I would rather have Wiggins.
And he said Lonzo. So I'm going to sit back here and I'm going to listen.
This year, I would rather have Lonzo. Once Klay Thompson is back, I would much rather have Wiggins. But this year, it would have been nice to have somebody who was a ball handler like Lonzo and could run the offense and keep Steph off ball a little bit more. And so when Draymond's got a rest, they still got a facilitator and everything. It took them a while to come to Jordan Poole throughout the season, and we were really struggling with that. So Lonzo would have been nice. But in the future, what Lonzo is going to come in as the backup, I'd rather have starting Wiggins. Because Lonzo, you start Lonzo with Clay and Steph. I don't know who he guards. I don't know how that works out. I think you need Wiggins out there.
He would play the same role.
Dude,
as Wiggins?
That's pretty good. Yeah. That's a pretty good 3.
You're not worried about his scoring.
3 wings, bro. That's pretty good, bro. Having Steph, Lonzo, and Clay, because you got two good on-ball defenders. You've got 2 premier shooters, and you've got a ball handler that's a major facilitator. Lonzo fits pretty well with this team, bro. Can you imagine him bringing the ball up?
Green plays your facilitator role. You need another scorer. Wiggins is a way better scorer than Lonzo Ball. I mean, he's improved his game, but Wiggins is a way better scorer. He's a better slasher. Wiggins got some good down-low moves. Where I agree with you is that Wiggins needs to improve his free throw shooting because he gets down low, he gets to the line a lot, but shooting barely 70% ain't cutting it. If he can get that closer to 80%, I think that he's got a real good game to fit in with Clay out there. I'd much rather have him than Lonzo with Clay. He's got more size. He's able to defend LeBron. Are you going to put Lonzo on LeBron? Are you going to put Lonzo on LeBron? Are you going to put Lonzo on Kawhi? Are you going to put Lonzo on Paul George? No, that's who Wiggins can D up. He plays that role for you. And you have the facilitator in Draymond Green already. I think that Lonzo's redundant and doesn't really fit a need with that roster construction. So
I like Lonzo. I think his defense
compelling argument.
I think his defense is good.
I give Lonzo thumbs up. I win.
Lonzo's good. I like
Lonzo
ball.
very good. He dribble well.
I mean, I like his size as a guard, an off guard defender. I think he'd be really good.
Okay, but Steve, so then
and I don't think he needs to score back.
Okay, but who does he guard? Who does Steph guard if you've got Lonzo? How does that break down? So say we're playing the Lakers, right? Who does Lonzo guard as the starting point guard?
In a roundabout way, bro, it doesn't matter who any of them kind of guards in the NBA.
Yeah, because they switch.
You're basically one-on-one ball players, and there's a lot of switching. I mean, if you had Lonzo, imagine here's your starting five. Okay, here's your starting five: Lonzo, Steph, Clay, Draymond, Wiseman.
Yeah, that is a disaster. That is a disaster.
I don't think that's bad.
That is crazy. For one, Wiseman hasn't proven that he can play within this Warriors offense even remotely. They're going to need to run pick and roll to have Wiseman work in that offense. And then Lonzo Ball, you now have decreased it so you have two dudes who can score the ball. You have two guys out there to facilitate and a center who doesn't fit the situation. That makes zero sense whatsoever.
What about Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons, I think, works a lot better because of his size and his ability to guard bigger defenders. He can guard 1 through 5. And he actually, his moves to the hoop, he's obviously, the lobs with Draymond. Draymond would be throwing him lobs all the time. That ain't happening with Lonzo. I'd much rather have Ben. Much rather.
Yeah, but Ben Simmons and Andrew Wiggins aren't comparable players, bro.
They're not. And they're not. The Warrior fans' wet dream was that we were going to be able to trade Wiggins and the pick for Ben Simmons last year. And now that the Sixers are having a good season, that's out the window. But I think that would be a really good fit.
Doc seems to have gone there and mended some fences. Okay, so I have a question for you. So we're going to downshift here, right? Like Ben Stiller fucking dropping the fucking gear in Starsky and Hutch, okay? We're going to downshift. Let me ask you this. Anybody other than the Nets win the championship this year?
Yeah, this is a good question. I was actually going to ask something similar to this of like, who do we have? Who are we picking to be in the finals right now? And we had this talk before. I think that the Nets are a beatable team. I don't think they've had the time to gel that they need to. Who would I pick besides them to win it all or come out of the East? What's the question?
So initially we started just talking about how in the West, right? Who can come out of the West, who you kind of want to see, who you have rooting for, wouldn't mind seeing, right? And so we talked about teams like, okay, it would be nice to see Chris Paul get a ring, sure, right? Would it be nice to see a team like Utah as an organization be rewarded for never being a dumpster fire? You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, but I hate their fans, so fuck them. Right. I don't want Utah fans to get a title. Those people are trash.
And then I asked Steve, I said, well, how would you feel if the Sixers won the title? Would you think to win it all? He goes, to win it all? I'm like, well, yeah, why not? Right. And then we kind of just basically said, well, yeah, he goes, well, they're not going to beat the Nets. And I'm like, well, fuck, by that standard, nobody is. So we're sitting here talking for 10 minutes how great it would be to see the Suns win it, right? Because of Chris Paul and Devin Booker, you know what I'm saying? But yet you're saying that nobody in the East stands a chance?
That's not
so how do these teams in the West stand a chance? So my question is, can anybody beat the Nets?
Yes.
And can anyone from the East beat the Nets?
Okay, so to the point you're making about the Sixers and the Nets, I think Steve is right. I think the Sixers would have a very hard time with the Nets, but that's matchup specific, and each matchup is different. Miami, I could see giving the Nets some problems. I could see the Bucks giving them some problems, and who else? The Knicks, I could actually see giving them some problems if they're allowed to play really physical. The Sixers have a serious deficiency out there with how the Nets will play against them that I think they'd have a really, really hard time stopping them. I think they'd abuse Embiid. But that's just me.
Oh no, man! I just don't see nobody keeping up with that firepower. I think those guys
single-handedly eliminate the Nets, bro. I'm a little upset at that, Kiwani, that you didn't mention that at least Jason Tatum could single-handedly beat the Nets.
Chris, I like Jason Tatum, but I'm not mentally retarded. Okay. I like him though. I think he's a damn good young player. But yeah, hey, if he did that, he's on all-time great watch there because he's so young. Could you imagine? But yeah, that ain't happening, dude. The rest of your team is not.
It's crap.
Yeah,
it's kind of crap, bro. The rest of the team is.
Evan Fournier and Tristan Kardashian. Yeah, you guys ain't.
And what's funny is I finally. Remember how we were talking about Fournier, why Danny Ainge made the move? The other reason why I think he did is after watching how they trying to fit him in is he's like a poor man's Gordon Hayward, bro. I think that's how they try to fit him in there is like a poor man because of
like a medieval street peasant's Gordon Hayward. Like, come on, bro. He's like the alms for the poor, sir. Alms for the poor. He's that version of Gordon Hayward. Yeah, okay.
He's a pennies for your daughter, whatever.
Straight medieval peasant version of Gordon Hayward. But okay, I understand the similarities in the game. But yeah, it's far cry from Gordon Hayward.
I think that's where they're trying to fit him in into that role.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you guys had if Jalen wasn't hurt right now and you had those two, I would give you guys more of a chance to make a little bit of noise over there. But just having, you need a 1-2 punch. You guys got a 1 punch right now. And so basically Tatum's going to need to put up 50 plus.
Bro, he's got to go fucking Kwame Brown, bro. It's just start fucking sleeping dudes.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Steve ain't even paying attention to us, bro.
I know. He's been tuning us out all show.
You just need to go ahead and just black your camera out at this point. Way to partake in the show today, Steve.
Yeah.
Way to partake in the show.
I'm watching the baseball game.
Yeah,
I mean, we're not even watching the PGA Championship.
Sport in fucking...
You're watching the 45th game of the year, and you're not even watching the PGA Championship, nor partaking in the show. Thanks. Yeah. 46 minutes in, and you've spent more time munching and giant watching than you have participating in this show.
Yeah, shameful behavior.
I have.
Yes.
It has been pretty shameful. It is.
So you want me to tell you what time it is now? Now it's time for me and Kiwani to just go in on your 49ers and tell you why they suck. Let's count the ways. Their colors are queer.
Yeah. I mean, piling on at this point, but it's probably the only thing we could do to get Steve engaged in the show at this point. Apparently, he doesn't want to talk Warriors. I thought you were a Warriors fan, Steve. What happened with that?
No, I was listening to all the Warriors, but you guys went Celtics, so I just left you guys.
Well, like we said, gravity.
You know what? All I'm gonna say is this. Those little antics work well for me and Kiwani. They don't work so well for you. We're like, oh, we're changing subject. I'm fucking out of here. No. That works for me and him, not for you. Trying to say, oh, you talk Celtic now. I'm not paying attention. Come on, that ain't you, bro. Come on, bro.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's just the way. That's just Chris all fired up again.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah, he got mad. You called him out about his Celtics game that he likes to play. So
it's okay.
He wants to make sure we get in at least half the show with Celtics talk each time we're going to talk basketball. I mean,
if we're going to talk basketball, we might as well talk about the lone 18-time champion.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Actually, Chris, I'm not mad at talking your team. I kind of like some of the aspects of your team. I think you guys are an interesting team looking forward. So it is a good team to discuss. But
I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done, bro. I think there's a lot of work that needs to be done.
You guys are not.
I think there's less than you think. I think when you have two premier players, that you just got to find those role players to fit around them that work well. I do agree with you that Kemba's probably not one of them, but Jalen and Jason are. That's a great little start to.
That's a great tandem.
I'll take those two to start. Can I have the roster?
Do you think who are you putting around? Ideally, within reason, who are you putting around those two to fill out a championship roster?
So I've said this. I think they need a stretch big, right? Mm-hmm. That actually is a decent defender and rebound.
Yep.
Right. And I think that they need a better on ball defender point guard because they have nobody because here's the thing. As good as Marcus Smart is, he's a liability on the offensive end.
Okay, right? So wait, let me stop
you
right
there. As good as Kemba is offensively, hold on. He's a liability on the defensive end. I would take him in a heartbeat. I've kind of said that Lonzo is a very good option for the Celtics.
I think he fits with you guys better than the Warriors.
Big time. I said that earlier too in our conversation. I think he fits better with us than he does with you because he's a facilitator, a defender. Yep. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be asked to score a ton. That's what you've got them for. I agree. The other one would be a really good dead-eye shooter outside, a Bradley Beal, a Devin Booker, to pair with those two because they are drive and dish. You know what I mean? They have that real capability. And if you can, set it up to where Tatum's driving, they're collapsing, kicking it to Booker. I mean, or Beal, Booker, you're getting pretty lit. You might be getting pretty lit up there. You know what I mean? And if you're not collapsing,
I thought we said within reason.
Jay's got the ability.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah,
what, Bradley Beal's not within reason?
No, bro. You're talking about dude who's competing for the scoring title this year. But I agree with your assessment of what would be good for you there. A dead-eye shooter, a 3-and-D guy to have with those guys, and like Alonzo at the point and a stretch big.
Beal will be a Celtic. I think he's gonna come play with Jason Tatum.
Did you see him after the game? Like him and Tatum were after the game, like talking, mouths covered up for a long time, laughing, and I couldn't help but think they were talking shit about Westbrook while that was happening. It felt like why is Beal over there all giddy with him? Like the only thing that was crazy about the game to be all giddy about right there was how atrocious Westbrook was in that game.
Yeah. Well, you know how they are. They're 4 years apart from basically the same neighborhood, same high school in St. Louis. They are well, tied at the hip. And I think Beal knows that his probably best chance at getting a ring and teaming up with one of his boys is probably in Boston. Because as of right now, it ain't like Tatum's going anywhere. Right? And
if you can land Beal, if you can land him, say you just hypothetically, you get Alonzo, you get a Beal, and you throw in just some random stretch big like a Kelly Olynyk or something like that. Bring him back.
Out loud. Right.
You guys would be competing. You would be right in the mix right there. That's a damn good team. Yeah.
Yep. That's how I feel about it too. That's how as much as I feel like that's what they're really missing. Right. The system, Brad's system plays defense pretty well, right? So all the guys can play good system defense, so it helps. You don't need to be superstars defensively. Offensively, he can adjust depending on who's handling the ball, right? You've seen him succeed with Isaiah Thompson pounding the rock, now Jason Tatum, and now Jason Tatum. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so he succeeded in different, ways of, you know what I mean? And I think that he can do that as well. He'll develop a better offense if he has more options. But right now, your best option, quite honestly, is here, Jay, go do your thing, bro.
Yeah.
Right now, that's your best option.
This is off topic a little bit, but you brought up something, Isaiah Thomas right there. And is there a sadder story in the NBA in recent history than what happened with him? I mean, he fucking sacrificed his body for you guys. Sister dies, plays through all of it. And what does he get rewarded with? Yeah, your NBA career is over. He was on the precipice of a huge payday. And instead that dude can't even get on a roster.
Yeah,
I mean, that's fucking.
Well, let me ask you this though, and what's crazy is can you fault Danny Ainge for trading him for Kyrie Irving?
No, well, obviously not at this point. I mean, we all see, but it sucks for him because he fucking put his body on the line.
Yeah,
Let me ask you this.
Dude, every Celtic fan would take him back as our sixth man.
I was going to say, how about this? Could you imagine if the trade never happened? Do you think the Celtics would have been better off?
Yeah, probably, because I think that it would have allowed us to move on a different player before having to be forced to get Kemba, right? Once Kyrie made his fucking decision, we were stuck having to fucking bring in another quote unquote third superstar. And that's how we ended up with Kemba. When we probably, if we don't make that move, we keep Terry Rozier and maybe we go and find another option as opposed to bringing in Kemba. Do you see what I'm saying? Right. So, I mean, because you have to take into account that Isaiah's career was never the same physically. So It's not like you're saying because he stays there, he's a star. You know what I mean? You have to take the fact that he barely played the following season.
But Scary Terry would be a better option for you right now than Kemba would.
By far. Maybe I don't know, if there was maybe personality things. I don't know, bro, why they would have let him go. But he was, to me, I'm like, dude, he was a good fit, bro. Yeah, I'm like, dude, he seems like a good fit, and you're paying Kemba more than you're paying him in the sign and trade. Like,
bro,
I don't get it.
Scary Terry, I got a soft spot for that dude. I took down a huge basketball daily fantasy GPP tournament because I rostered Scary Terry. He was 0.4% owned. He was my big different play from everybody. Put up 40 DFS points for me. Took down first with that shit. Scary Terry. So I'm always Scary Terry's at that dude always got a soft spot in my heart. I'll always like that cat.
Man, yeah, dude, I liked him too, bro. You know, some of these dudes are Celtic, are in Celtic lore, right? And he's one of them, right? Because of the little bit of runs, the unexpected runs that these teams have had. Because let's be real, the only team that really had real expectation to succeed was the Kyrie team, and they didn't really. Right, a lot of these other Celtic teams have succeeded kind of in spite of, you know, until recently, and now you see Jason Tatum, right? You know, he's got one of those games that seems that's going to translate to a long, productive career, and
he
should
took that
hopefully.
Next step. Him and Jason, they both took that next step.
Jaylen Brown really did, in my opinion. Jaylen Brown,
Jaylen Brown,
forward.
He was a defender. He was a defender, and now all of a sudden, that dude is dynamic.
Probably my favorite guy in the NBA is Jaylen Brown, because not only did you see his game develop, right? His personality is kind of quirky and cool. He came to Berkeley over other colleges because he's a smart fucking dude. He's an activist. You know what I'm saying? The shit he speaks on, you know what I'm saying, is next level. He's not an idiot. There's a lot to like about this fucking guy.
No, I like him.
You know what I'm saying, bro?
I like him a lot.
I mean, dude, he's well spoken, it's amazing, dude, to see him. Nothing but good. You want nothing but good for him because of what he puts out.
You know what I'd like to see for him? I'd love to see Wiggins in the Wolves pick for Jaylen Brown and bring him to play with Steph and Clay. Now there's one that I'd like to see swapped out right there, buddy. He loves Steph too. He would love it. He would love to come back to the Bay. That would be beautiful. I mean, if you want the best for him, Chris, that's all I'm saying. If you really want the best for this guy, you want to see him succeed. Hey, tell me I'm wrong, though. Him on the Warriors would be deadly, man. Just like Steph over there would be deadly, too.
Oh, bro. Him on the Warriors, bro. Dude,
he's a hell of a defender,
I can
man.
tell you this. You wouldn't have missed his Clay as much this year.
That's true.
As you have.
Very true.
Because he's probably the best defender on ball wing that is that big in the game.
I agree. I mean,
that dude's D is awesome at 6'9". You know what I'm saying? Is awesome at 6'9". And dude, can you imagine him and Tatum one-on-one in practice, bro?
He's not 6'9", is he really?
I believe he's like 6'9", yeah.
No, that's crazy.
Dude, I think both of them are 6'8" and 6'9".
I thought he was like 6'7".
Let me verify. Maybe 6. He could be a little shorter, but I thought Tatum was 6'8" and
6'6".
6'6", okay. And let's see, Jason Tatum.
That's good size still. I think Tatum's 6'9" or 6'10".
It's 6'8". So
6'8".
Okay, so my bad. I'm going off their college heights. Excuse me.
Right, America. That's always a fool's errand right there. Yeah. Fucking Shaq was 7'5" in college.
Right? Go ahead and at me on. If you know what, if you're watching, at me on this shit. I'll take it.
All right, so we've talked enough Celtics. We filled your quota there, Chris. So we should get back to who we got in.
Did I see at least another?
Finals. Who are we picking? Let's each make our picks. Who do we see right now at this stage? And we can adjust these as we go. But right now, we have the seeding almost all figured out. Who are we picking to be in the
Nets? The Nets and the Lakers.
Go first.
Frank Vogel versus.
That's what I got.
Nets and Lakers too.
7 games. Yeah.
That's funny because last time we did a show, when I was talking about the Lakers and the teams trying to avoid their seeding, everyone was like, "Oh, Lakers are fucking done. They ain't doing nothing." And now the Lakers are the team to beat again, huh?
Because we hope.
7-game series.
Look. Are you asking me? Are you asking me with my head or my heart?
7-game series.
Right now, head. Definitely head. So you guys are going Lakers and Nets.
Bro, how do you go against it? How do you go against the blueprint of the NBA for the last fucking dozen years?
And this is the LeBron Invitational, so you got to have LeBron in it. There's going to be LeBron Invitationals, and then you're going to give it to the Nets.
I have some concerns about LeBron's ankle, and that I think could really hamper those guys. If his ankle heals up, but if he has a problem with that ankle, we all know that LeBron does not deal with adversity well. If his ankle starts really bothering him,
again, all this is barring injury, right? Like all this is barring injury.
Well, well, I would just say though, LeBron is dealing with an injury right now. That ankle's a problem for him, so that is part of the reality of the situation.
That's what I was saying
right
about
now.
the Nets, though, too, bro. Is the Nets are kind of injury and mental prone, where they could fucking blow up too. But if all things are equal. Yeah, I think that's the conclusion that most people would come to.
I agree. It's the most likely.
Right? Is it what
Probably
I want? Fuck, no, it's not what I want, bro. You know, man, dude, honestly, I'd rather see the Bucks and the Suns, two mid-market teams.
Hell
you know what I'm saying? That
I think that'd be a fun series too,
bro.
They both can shoot the three, play D.
Dude, oh, bro, I would take that in a minute, dude. You know what I mean?
If it ain't us, I'll take Portland and the Bucks.
Yeah,
Portland Celtics. Portland Celtics wouldn't hurt my feelings. We can go, have like old schools.
Yeah, that would hurt. I don't want the Celtics. Yeah. If I'm not in there, I don't want.
Why not? Bro, you just had your run. Why can't the Celtics have a little bit of a run, Steve?
Guys. I mean, are we really doing this? We're talking about the Trailblazers and the Celtics.
No, because in reality, bro, the only two teams in the West that I want are the
Memphis
Suns.
Is going to there. I mean, what are we talking about here?
Look, the only two teams in the West that I really would root for that haven't done anything, or like told you earlier, was the Suns and the Jazz. One for the players, the other just for the organization, because they've never been that true dumpster fire, right? When was the last time that they could look at the Kings, bro? Look at how bad the Kings are. 15 years, bro. And the most real 4 years, bro. It was less than, you know what I'm saying? The Jazz, you can't say that about them, bro. When was the last time the Jazz had the number one pick in the draft and got a franchise guy? But they've always been half decent, right? Mm-hmm. So I appreciate the fact they ain't been a dumpster fire. So, you know what I mean? Right? I mean, so if I'm rooting for a player, I mean, yeah, Chris Paul, Dame Lillard, fuck, they win titles. Good. Perfect. I love it. Right? I don't want to see the Lakers. I don't want to see the Nets. You know, call me a hater if you want, bro. I don't care.
Couple of things. I'm tired of them. The nice thing about if it is Lakers and Nets is that we can sit back and watch that series and just hope for mayhem. I don't give a fuck who wins it. I just want to see terrible things happen to everybody. So there's kind of a freedom that comes with that that's nice, right? Like you don't have to sit there and be like, fuck, I got to watch this asshole win. You know, regardless, someone you dislike is going to be in great mental anguish when it's all done. That's enjoyable. I appreciate
someone's going to win, though. But the problem is if somebody wins with that, though, too.
Well, yeah.
What is somebody going to win?
So we just relish in the loser's loss?
Exactly.
Yes. That's what it is. Relish in the loser's loss.
Hey, if the Lakers lose, how glorious would it be? KD beats him again. Could you imagine LeBron's post-game press conference after the last game when they lose? The dude's going to come out in a wheelchair in a full body cast with glasses on, just beside himself. He might retire. It would be great to see.
I would say that.
I'm actually with Kwani. That would be great to see.
The other thing I would like to see, and I don't like Paul George, but the Clippers going and beating the Lakers on their way there would be great because that fan base down there, the Lakers, they would be so distraught if they get beat by the Clippers.
I can't root for the Clippers.
I know, but it would be great to see them do it to the Lakers, though, because the Lakers would be so distraught.
All right, so
but then the Clippers got to immediately lose the next series. Immediately.
They probably would. Yeah, so if the Clippers make it and lose to the Nets, I'd take that too. That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. So again, I'm not that Warrior fan, so I'm not going to hate on the Clippers in the same way you guys would do. To me, I think it would be a great feat to see Kawhi win with three different franchises, right? That puts him into rarefied air as being the leading man on three different franchises, winning three different titles. Now, I don't say leading man because he did have Tim A for his first.
Yeah, and
you know what I mean? So Tim A is come on, bro. That's
different. LeBron,
but dude,
right?
how many thought when he was going to Toronto? How many when he was going to Toronto did you? But see, here's the thing: everybody expects LeBron to be great. He's the chosen one.
Isn't that harder?
Right? And dude, is it? Is it when you're getting all the calls? When you're getting everything, bro?
When you're expected to do it?
I mean, yeah, but when
Chris, is this kind of counter to your normal argument though? Because you're like, oh, it'd be a feat for him to do it on 3 different teams. But the fact is, he's going to these different teams to create environments that he wants to get himself there. He's not building it himself, which you say you put so much value on.
He didn't ask to go to. He didn't. First of all, he didn't go. He didn't ask to go to San Antonio.
He asked to be traded out of San Antonio.
He asked to leave, but he didn't ask to go to Toronto.
No. But it was a damn good situation, and then he wanted to go, and he created his team on the Clippers and brought Paul George there.
Far different than sitting in Barcelona with your boys, and far different than telling your fucking little crony agent that no AD signing here. Do you see what I'm saying? That's a lot different, bro.
Well, sure, but my point is that doing it on 3 different teams, I don't know, is such a bolstering thing to say for somebody because he did come to the Clippers and essentially create his own team.
Well, I'd
rather see him have stayed and done it. If he stayed and did it in San Antonio, I think it would have been more impressive. And he probably had a decent chance to have made that happen in San Antonio. But, he had his little meltdown there. He didn't want to stay there. I think they could have done something.
For some reason, him and Pop didn't get along, which is really weird but I know Pop's got his way. All of us in the Bay Area know Pop's got his way.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Everybody forgets that Pop was Don Nelson's right-hand man for a long time.
That's right.
Mean, so...
Yep.
But dude,
we was always hoping that Pop would come to the Warriors at one point.
And I get what you're saying. Kawhi, Paul George followed his boy, obviously, right? I see what you're saying, right? But isn't that the nature of the beast? And him signed, he could have just easily went to the Lakers and played with LeBron, bro.
LeBron asked him.
They asked him.
LeBron wanted him there.
And he's like, no, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna take the second-rate team and do what you've done in the league.
I think Kawhi has a weird deal with LeBron. I think they have a weird deal with each other. You can go back quite a ways. And I remember Kawhi, there's a famous clip of LeBron's at the free throw line, and this is early in Kawhi's career. And they check Kawhi back into the game, and LeBron visibly looks back and goes, fuck. And he knows. And they've gone at each other. So I don't know. I think that there's a thing with Kawhi and him. Kawhi don't want to be on a team with him. I think he wants to go at him. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's what I'm saying. Thank you, dude. Look, again, we are on the same page.
Yeah. I think we're largely on the same page. My only thing is just that, I don't know how great of a feat it is that he does it with 3 teams.
His different championship runs feel a lot different the way the teams were put together than his, except now the Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
Except now the Clippers. No, everything else feels a little different than the LeBron 3, right? Because everybody says, well, he won one in Cleveland the second time around.
Yeah.
When he created it.
Yeah, when he created it. Hey, you want to talk about LeBron creating bullshit too? He got Draymond Green suspended. That series was fucking over. So that series to me always has an asterisk next to it. People always want to say that was some bullshit. That series was over. They were done. They had been mentally beaten, and then he cried about the fucking nut shot when he stepped over and drug his nuts across Draymond's head. That was some bullshit, man. That was a bullshit fucking championship. So I don't even count that one the same anyway.
Can we explore that whole thing a little bit more? Because in the football field, they try to do that shit all the fucking time, bro. Dudes be trying to step over cats. And the league needs to stop that shit because that's what gets dudes upset, bro. And you can see dudes be trying to do that shit bro, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You're not supposed to be doing dude, you want to know why dudes are ready to take cheap shots? When you start doing dumb shit like that, bro.
Yeah.
You want to know why there's beef outside? You doing dumb shit like that. Right? You want to know when you do some shit to dudes like Kwame Brown, bro, you get Matt Barnes.
Yeah. Look, let me tell you this. If I square up on a dude in the street, I'm not going to go for his nuts. But if I'm sitting on the ground and some dude drags his balls across the back of my head, first thing I'm going to do is swing on those motherfuckers. You want to get your nuts close to my head? They're going up inside your body, Playboy. So, Draymond was 100% justified. That's one of the most disrespectful things you could do to somebody on a national television platform.
Other than spitting on him, bro. Spitting on him. Right. If you're a grown man, that shit don't fly, bro.
That shit don't fly, bro. So to have suspended Draymond for that game, to me, was just... that always left a real bad taste in my mouth. I did not like the way that went down.
Man, I'm going to say that, bro. I think some of these professional athletes are proven to be a bunch of soft motherfuckers, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They want to play hard, but they ain't hard, bro. They ain't living hard. You guys are soft, right?
Yeah.
Let's be real about it, right? Because let's be real about it, bro. The Matt Barnes response to fucking Kwame is coming on.
That.
Yeah, hey man, hey, yeah, man, you know, I'm man Kwame, bro, man. Hey man, you know, man, if you want to come on all the smoke and talk this out, we cool, man. If we got a box before, we cool, man. Yeah, you trying to play like you ain't fucking a little scared, bro.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that, dude. That's obvious, bro. When you got your boys fucking directly messaging you saying, man, don't do it. You know damn well, bro. And some of these lines that he has crossed, that you're gonna still try to play cool, like you're gonna be forgotten when this is all over. No, Matt, bro, your man card has been pulled, bro.
Yeah, all of them.
Real dudes know it. Real dudes.
Yeah, the way he came at them, if you didn't come back with that same level of ferocity, you already lost. We already know you're scared, man. You already lost.
We know, bro.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith's response is the best. He's like, and people start asking him, hey, are you going to respond to Kwame? No, I got nothing to say to that man. He's entitled to his opinion. My man was like, fuck it, I'm not even going to try to pretend I ain't scared.
Bro, that one little thing that he basically was like, look, when we talking about bust, it's because of what y'all did. We talking the comparative sense. It's objective, right? Yeah. It's not because you're a bust as a human. It's not because that's not what we're talking about, right? I remember
that was on
get him, Steven.
That was on Keyshawn. That was on Keyshawn's podcast. Yeah.
Tell you what that reminds me of, bro. That reminds me of them old school cartoons when like the big dog starts barking and the cat goes fucking walking on water, running across the pool.
Yeah.
That's Stephen A. running across the fucking pool, not even touching the water. Ping, 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 ping.
Yeah. Bro, these dudes are trying to figure out any way for this dude to stop burning up the ground. He's gone scorched earth since this started, and every day he just
has there been more since yesterday? Has there been more since yesterday?
Oh yeah,
he's nonstop, bro. He ain't quitting.
He got on Chris. He already got on Matt Barnes.
Yeah, he already responded to Matt Barnes, and he was like, basically, "Fuck you, bitch."
I seen that. Like, basically, keep my name out your mouth. Shut your mouth, bro.
And then he got on the Breakfast Club crew, the morning show, he got on them.
He got on Jameel Hill too. So stay out of the man's business. If you women are over there having y'all's little cat fight, you can say stay out of our business if the men get involved. I'm telling you right now, ma'am, stay the fuck up out of grown men's business.
He got on Charlamagne the God. You know Charlamagne the God?
Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Pull it up, bro. Steve, you're the show moderator. You're all
pull up the Jameel Hill one, man. The Jameel Hill
you ain't
one.
Really been watching your Giants, so now you get a chance to, and you ain't still look at you pulling away. We see you, bro. Right. We know the crack of the bat, bro. We look. The fact is, Kwame loves the sound of the hit of the crack of the bat, bro. He can't deny the sounds of baseball, right? Little leagues around the world, bro. People like that, right? If he went in and he's seen Johnny's son played little league baseball, bro, it would put a smile on his face.
Hey, I'll tell you what. If they're playing a game out there, I'll come step out on the mound and give those little bastards a little chin music, and that's as much baseball as I'm gonna be involved in. Beyond that, I don't give a fuck.
Ooh. Yeah. Hey, let me ask you guys this. You guys want to set up a buddies game? Let's do a buddies game.
A baseball?
For your birthday, Steve. No, a buddies game for your birthday.
What the fuck is that? What's a buddies
game? We all bring an event. It's like a buddies game. Like Steve says, okay, everybody's got a fucking, you beer pong or something like that, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's like a decathlon of different like fucking dude events. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking, I don't know, you guys haven't seen that movie Buddy Games with fucking Josh Duhamel that he fucking basically produced on his own?
No.
Dude.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So what it is it's think of like a decathlon with me, you, Steve, Johnny, Moses, and we come up with an event, 9 holes of golf, right?
Okay.
Fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Each person comes up with their own.
Yes, 10 free throws, and everybody kind of comes up with their own different event, right? Speed.
Okay, I can tell you right now, Moses is going to lose for sure, 100%. He's in last place. I can just guarantee that right now. Moses will go 1 from 10 from the free throw line.
So what if he? But here's the thing: it's his event.
Okay, but each person has their own. He's going to come in last in every other event. Except maybe golf. I don't know. Maybe he's pretty good at golfing nowadays.
Maybe not, though. Maybe not. It all depends on what the events are.
Because Steve's pretty terrible at golf, so he might beat Steve at golf.
I mean, what if it's poker? What if somebody says poker and he fucking just hits lotto?
Yeah, that can happen. There's no doubt. Beginners tend to get lucky at poker, but I think Moses would be so confused by the parameters of the game what
if you had to play strip beer pong, and he fucking was just fucking lacing?
All right, we're not doing this, Chris. I'm not doing this. This just went down a weird road. I'm not participating.
Are we done? I'll put this Kwame Brown back on now.
Yeah, put Kwame on, please.
Hold on. Wait.
It's got weird real quick. I don't want to.
Just watch the movie, guy. Just watch the movie. Are you and Christina?
Does it involve dudes playing strip poker with each other?
No, bro. No.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, because the last time we were all up there together, bro, we walked into a tattoo shop asking to get Johnny's fucking dick tattooed, bro. Okay. So if you're gonna sit here,
that didn't happen. I still regret that didn't happen.
You know, I have my personal thoughts on it either way, but if you're going to dismiss all of it just off of us,
Sarah's reaction would have been so worth it if we got that to happen and we were able to go back and film Sarah's reaction to that happening. Oh man, that would have been,
dude. My favorite remark, the gold was his response though. All right, just keep it. You got to keep it hard.
Yeah,
that was the best.
Yeah, that's right. Bro. I forgot about that. That's right.
Dude. Best fucking response. I loved it. Dude, that shit was great. Fucking great.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is we could do it. We could all fucking, fucking run around on circles on a bat, fucking take a shot. You have to do a fucking obstacle course around one of the houses or on the beach or something.
All right.
You know what I mean? You make it however the fuck you want, but have like a little buddies game.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll watch.
It's for your birthday. It's for your birthday, Steve. So I think you.
It's not. I don't want to do it. I don't even understand why we talking about it for me. I'm planning this shit. What?
All right, are we going?
Yeah, let it run.
Are we back?
Yeah, bro, we've been here.
Play it, man. Let's go.
Take it forever.
Yeah, I can't
volume
hear
kid.
This ain't even the one I seen either.
Damn kid, where's the volume kid? And you certainly ain't no Seton O'Connor, bro.
Oh, geez,
you can't hear it, huh?
He ain't no young Jamie, that's for sure.
Right? I mean, bro, dude, this is not getting us a radio spot anytime soon.
Settle down, Captain.
Gonna try to.
Let's go, Lieutenant.
A man with a third eye, I get you. You want
wait, go back.
What the f does that mean, ma'am? I'm a black man in America. You're gonna put I choose.
Further back. All the way to the beginning. I want to hear where he starts his fire. Let's hear the spark.
Jamel Hill and LeBron. Well, like that. Like John Mayer said, they control the information. These people been talking about I started talking, speaking some truth. Actually, now I can't say nothing. Now they the victim. Now Jamel Hill, an educated woman that hang around all motherfucking white people. I done seen your pictures. An educated black gonna try to text me, a man with a third eye, I get you. You want to tell me that you say I choose? What the fuck does that mean, ma'am? I'm a black man in America. You're gonna put I choose this weekend and then turn around and say, oh, I meant you. The joke. What you talking about? That don't make no motherfucking sense. You keep putting me in your business when I don't got nothing to do with you, man. I know your kind. You a code switcher. I know your kind. You talk black, but everything about you white. You get mad at women for code switching and cultural appropriation, but you a black that probably like Stephen A. Peel your back and there's a Becky up under you too. Because that was uncalled for, man. I'm sitting here talking about how the media is demonizing black, and it's interesting. Your choice of words was. See, y'all been able to disrespect black people with no recourse this entire time. Yeah, but that's over with. Stephen A., you was the loudmouth talking about me for 20 motherfucking years, and now you running with your bald head, tail tucked. You had everybody thinking you was some expert and you knew the game, and you can't even play the game. Y'all, we are in a simulation. Y'all have to stop this shit. Who gives a fuck about Matt Barnes and what he talking about?
This fucking dude is killing me, bro.
Nobody give a fuck about what he talking about. That gonna do it for the gram and talking about where I need to be at.
Hit pause, Stevie. Hit pause for a minute.
I like when you reply. I might go look at your page so I can chew your again. I told you.
Yeah, dude, this dude is. Oh my goodness, bro. Fire. What he just said about her, bro. I mean, blowtorch, bro. Just literally walked in with a flamethrower and just lit her up. Lit her up.
Yeah, I have to assume none of these people knew this dude had this kind of verbal fire because they would have not been talking. This motherfucker, he's done video after video, and they're like a half hour long, and he just, I mean, there ain't no pauses in it. He is dropping fucking nuclear bombs the whole time, just leveling people. He don't play around, man. I don't agree with everything that he says, but he don't play around. That's for goddamn sure.
He spits hot venom, bro.
Yeah. I spit hot fire.
Hot fire, dude. Dylon ain't got shit on this dude, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
This dude is just like, bro, bro, what he just said about Stephen A. was killing me. First, when he said, peel your ass back and this, that, the other, I'm sitting there and I kind of fucking laughing, right? You know, trying to keep it on mute so I don't, laugh too hard. Then when he says you do the same thing to Stephen A., I was like, whoa, this dude, and I was like, bro, this dude is just obliterating these guys, bro, and now he's about to obliterate Matt Barnes.
I love how he plays these little games too with the way he does shit where like he totally assassinates the person and then at the same time tries to maintain some moral high ground and calls her ma'am the whole time. And then how are you going to say that I chose violence as a black man? Like he finds some little area to get offended by. It's totally, like inappropriate. Meanwhile, he's calling them stupid motherfuckers and I'll slap the shit out you the whole time. It's hilarious, man. The way he plays this game is something special.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. But the thing is they know he ain't playing, dude. And I think he's pulling people's cards, bro.
Don't nobody want to run into this dude on the street. That's the one thing we can say for sure. Not one of these motherfuckers he's talked about wants to run into this cat, and it's obvious.
Nope, ain't no one showed up at his front door. I can tell you that.
That's your male ego. Well, that's that feminine ego that won't let it go. You done got you smacked around. I don't know why you keep talking. You said we were joking. You can't joke that good. So stop talking. It's not going to go nowhere else. You always trying to make it something else. I ask you gentlemen like men, what is this, man? You shouldn't talk to me like that. You just say we were joking, mother. I've been getting joked on for 20 years. You thought that was going to hurt my feelings? You've been getting joked on for 3 days. And now you mother talking about this smoke. Is this shit ain't no smoke. Shut your up and it won't be that long. You said we were joking. The more you talk, the more I'm a joke about your real life. Inadequate. You don't feel black. He black, he white. It's stuff to you. Yeah, you confused. Always want to join a call, punk motherfucker. Tired of like you anyway. And Jamel Hill, you need to stop that shit. Don't try to pretend like you like where your black husband at? When the last time you dated a black man that sound like me? It not sound like this. Yes, you're a queen. You do everything you want. You need to talk over me. Out of here. You ain't gonna talk over me. And I wasn't talking to you, ma'am. Because I got my
the ma'am. Like it's a sister.
Over there, sit over there on the sideline, please, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
All trying to interject yourself so you can be disrespectful. I don't even think you like me in this deal, but you always talking about one. How would I look if I'm always talking about something that I don't like? Come on now. You don't like men, hush. And if you did like men, when two men are talking, you still supposed to do what? Hush. Nobody knows.
Oh, he's old Southern guy.
There he is.
If your daddy was there, he would say, "Hey, honey, go in the other room. It's men in here." That didn't happen in your life, did it?
This motherfucker don't give a fuck. Oh my god.
That didn't happen over here in my life. So stop trying to make me deal with your rules. You respect me, I respect you. I wasn't talking to you,
ma'am.
We gonna get respect back going on around this. And this don't got nothing to do with thugs. Y'all so used to not seeing a man. That's why they didn't put a man on TV in a long time, other than Shannon Sharp and a few others. But even he has to be restrained a little bit. You know what I'm talking about. I like the fact that he smoked blacks and he looked like somebody that I grew up around.
And he's from Georgia.
Yeah. Always got to have the same old, I'm the smart guy and I just got to kill everybody. I got to out-intellect everybody. I'm going to talk to you like a woman and you can't touch me. Nobody want to hear that, boy. Nobody want to hear that guy. Must try to make a new world. Everybody calling me now. Just the other day, wasn't nobody calling me. Why don't y'all text me? You wasn't looking for me before. Just text my mom. Stop trying to call me. Text my guy phone. I'll get back to you, please. Thank you. Everybody want to be a part of something, boy. So, when Stephen A. calling me a bus, kicking in, talking all that shit, motherfucker ain't give me one call. 18-year-old kid, everybody talking down on me. I had to go off by myself and recenter and realize who I am. I'm my mama's son. So, now you must want to call, homie, you got a platform now. Homie, I can help you with a deal. Homie,
yeah, I bet.
Logical problem just running his motherfucking mouth. You ain't helped me when I knew I couldn't say to MJ. You ain't helped me when I knew the whole motherfucking world knew about what was going on. Everybody around that inner circle knew exactly what the was going on, and they was waiting for an 18-year-old kid to crash and burn. But I was smarter than all you. And now I'm back.
People do love the train wreck. People love the train wreck. It sells, bro.
I know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's why you keep cutting off my lives. None of you motherfuckers want to talk to me because you know that if I wake these kids up, all you is going to get fired. All y'all do is every day is breed destruction. Tell kids they can't do it. Some white over top of them. And you got to go outside and be scared. You a motherfucking liar. You ain't scared. I don't go outside and be scared. I go outside smoking all kind of shit. You talking about? It's a good life. It's how you choose to live it, mother. Y'all some crybaby. Some of you, not all. And we tired of you motherfuckers getting paid for f***ing with people. We tired of you motherfuckers getting paid for telling kids they can't do it. We tired of you motherfuckers who's successful and not telling us how you got successful, but keep telling us we can't do something. Because it's funny how you pockets and stomachs keep getting fat, but it's kids out here getting dumber and dumber. No offense. 4th grade reading level is real. Tired of this shit. Most of us black get up every motherfucking day and we being left behind. We ain't building a motherfucking thing. You keep spending all your money on belts, shoes, and hats, and white folks sitting there laughing at y'all dumb. You keep putting on pretty clothes and pretty shoes that you motherfuckers don't own. And when they shut the lights off around this motherfucker, you gonna be crying and running to a like me. Stupid motherfucker. What the fuck Jack gonna help you with? You see how he talk to me? You look like you think that gonna help anybody? That don't help nobody. All he wanna do is stand in front of pretty cars and make he look good. Shut your ugly big tooth Roger Rabbit up. And you little Becky with the blonde hair, I really want to be done talking.
I'll be back.
Because you dangerous, boy. Anybody that's been emasculated like that around you, you start like it's sad too, because you done saw the man shower and everything. I hope he ain't bigger than you. You done saw the man shower. You got to know this man putting that law to your lady. You think you better shut your motherfucker mouth. I done told you that, boy.
Wow.
Trying to group up on me. I'm going to individually tear you ass up. Because we joking, right? I used to walk up the street No better than a nigga like me. What type of joke to come up with to make somebody laugh? Done stepped in that. I was trying to hide all this because I didn't want you punk to see me. Because just like Bigfoot, every day. Yeah. That's unique and different. It can be mine. They discover a new goddamn animal somewhere, and it's big, for bold like this. Put it in a cage. They'll try to put it on the wall. Mine his own mother. They don't like nothing.
Hey, hit pause. Hit pause.
yeah, hit pause on this. This dude's videos are too long. He just goes off nonstop.
Yeah. Somebody needs to cut that up to best of.
Break them down into like little 5-minute segments or something. Because like I said, man, this cat will sit there for a half an hour and just off the top of his dome stream of rage consciousness. Yeah. I'm curious to see with some of this stuff though, like what happens with like the woke culture. Because everybody been like on his team right now, but he keeps on with this man shit and women need to mind their business stuff. I don't know how long that's gonna last, man.
It ain't gonna last long.
Nah, bro, there's too much aggression for it to continue to last. Outside, I mean, but if he's smart about it, he just makes a real platform of it.
Ain't nobody want to speak his name. You don't even want him to know you exist. He the deep on him. No one was a line. You just gotta not look at him. Don't look at him.
Tuck your chain in, man. Tuck your chain in. Shit, here he comes. Hide your wallet, Playboy.
Right. How much you got, Craig?
Here come Debo.
Craig.
Start deleting tweets. Motherfuckers better start going back to deleting tweets, man. If you mention this dude's name, you better delete that shit.
Yeah, bro.
Smokey, we're going in that window. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how this is going to end for him. He's definitely created a little platform, but I can't vision this ending very well for him in the long run.
Look, actually, it probably already blew him up. His views, like Matt Barnes even said, he's got like so many more views now on his shit. He probably won't lose. He'll lose some of them, but he'll have more than he ever started with before this. You know
Maybe
what I mean?
people die off though, and especially once certain people decide to like cancel you, he may have a niche. Right now, everyone's paying attention, but the more he says shit like he's saying to Jamil Hill, I have a feeling there's going to be a segment of people that can't cancel him.
But there'll still be that segment that'll watch him that he never had before. Like he's had this podcast for a while.
I
don't think he actually has a podcast, bro. He's just posting videos.
Someone posting videos, bro. It's just going live on something, and bro, it's just him going live and going on.
He says that in one of the posts. He's like, people been calling me, asking me, I don't want to do your motherfucking podcast. I give a fuck about a podcast. I'm on here to just talk. Like he just wanted to talk. So we started going live on Instagram, and then one of his boys came, and they started posting some of these on YouTube or whatever. But so I don't know what his end game is here. And I would say the other thing I would say is that once he runs out of nuclear bombs to drop, is there going to be as big of an allure to watching him sit there and spout off for a half hour at a time? I don't know.
Probably not.
Well, it depends on how many bombs he has, though. And
that's the question.
He has bombs on, right?
I mean, he's been in the league for a long time.
That's true. That's true. He probably got a lot of dirt to shovel.
Right, and he kind of transcended. I won't say transcended, but he transversed a couple of different generations of players, though, too, in a way.
That's true.
Right from, and I won't say the old guard, but from the Kobe guard, and the Michael with the Kobe guard into the LeBron guard, in a sense.
Yep.
Right. So he might have some dirt on some of these cats that he might be ready to be holding out to give him the people's elbow.
When someone else says something, that might be just what he waits on. Somebody opens their mouth, and then he's going to unload.
He went off on Charlemagne the God and the Breakfast Crew. Like that.
Good. I hate Charlemagne's bitch ass. Fuck Charlemagne. I can't stand that dude.
Well, he got on him too, and they ain't gonna fuck with him either.
Good. Every now and then, Charlemagne does some shit that I like, but he's done so many things I don't like that have irked the fuck out of me. I'm done with that cat. I don't like him.
Who?
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, well, we get it. We got
who's that? Who's that? Adam Levine. Who's that? Adam Levine. Adam Levine. Who's that?
Adam Levine.
Is he on the same level as him? I mean, who's that? Who's that?
Never mind.
Exactly. Who? What? Who? What? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
What? Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Chris has taken us in a weird direction a few times during this show.
Yeah, that's cool. It's
Strip Poker and Adam Levine and Charlemagne the God. Those are two names I never would have. If we were playing like words by association or something, if someone says Charlemagne the God and the next dude's like Adam Levine, you're like, what the fuck's going on in your head, player? What the hell happened to you, man? Somebody hit your ass with a bat?
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good. How do you come up like that?
Yeah. Anyway, we did a solid hour and a half. I got to run, but it was fun. We should do another one of these once the playoffs are all decided. That's right, Chris. I'm with you, player. Synergy today.
I'll holler at you guys a little bit later.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Hey, Synergy, don't be afraid.
Steve, also, next time, turn off the fucking rubbish ass baseball game and participate like the rest of the children in the class.
Did you see me saying, "Look at this dude" with my finger just now because he's like this?
I didn't say. I missed it. But yeah, there you look. Even now, we can't.
Bro,
isn't that riveting, Steve? The baseball's that riveting to you?
No.
If you want, I can post a video of paint drying that you could watch as well.
No, I got off of the what do you call it? Game because the Giants were up like 14-1 when I left it.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at to see if there was any new videos uploaded on YouTube from that's what I was looking for.
From Charlemagne the God and Adam Levine.
Yeah, exactly.
So instead of the hey guys, maybe instead of the hey guys opening with your hands and stuff, right? Maybe we should go with the old Brady Bunch thing.
All right. On that note, I'll see you guys later.
All right, you guys.